Yo, alright, we're recording right now. Any words of wisdom before we start? I thought I'd make it a little darker to get into the mood.
Well, um, I don't have that option.
uh, Hell, it's
I
probably.
live in a I live in a small room currently right now, and I only have one light for the room. So
Alright, so, so ask away, ask any question, man. I'll answer to the best of my capabilities. Just, don't think I'm trying to subvert or, like, go around what you say because it was very weird, like me and, like, as a general. Because if you're somebody who fucking loves people to death and wants them to die more than anything, then you're gonna have some fucking strange answers to questions, when it's about yourself. Anyways, go on.
yeah. Well, I guess my first question would be, why do you feel that you are different than a normal person? I guess.
I mean, I felt like I was born different because
Yeah.
like everyone was they were all like playing games in the recess and stuff. I still remember this, and I came to the thought, do I even fucking exist? And that was when at like sixth grade on recess. So and like I was always kind and nice and not very happy. In fact, I, I, I really only feel like two things, and that is like like this deep fucking boulder of depression. It feels like I'm a million pounds, and or uh, nothing at all. And I've always been smarter than even the gifted children. Just
Yeah.
really, and like I know this is a fact. It's not something that you can really shy away from when it's obvious. And like I didn't want to accept it for the longest time that I was smarter than most people because I wanted to be like them. I wanted to be way different from them, but I wanted to like empathize with them and shit. I wasn't able to do that for the longest time, but once I started doing it, it was like I could control it because I both understand people to an extreme amount and I empathize with them extreme. That's why I like love people and I want them dead. And if it's not,
So when did you first realize that you wanted people to be dead?
uh, fucking high school.
High school?
Yeah, high school.
You-
As soon as puberty hit,
Okay.
it was like a switch was flipped. It was like, 'cause I used to be like the kindest, cutest fucking kid of them all, and then like high school hit, and it was just like all about like, I had an obsession with serial killers too. I was like, I wanted to be one for the longest time. So, but like I was unable to do anything. I I know it was like, but I fell in love with somebody. I guess would be the my computer is fuck, where is it? But I fell in love with somebody and it felt like absolute fucking torture and pain. I think that's where it started is I fell in love with somebody and it was the worst it was like about 6 months of just like imagine the worst pain you ever felt and then times that by 10 and then have it be your reality for about a year, for half a year, non-stop. It kept you up at night, but you were fine with it. You could deal with it, which you hated more than anything because you wanted to be the kid who was like, oh, I wish, like I want to kill myself, but I was
Yeah.
never like that. I've
Yeah.
dealt with shit, horrible shit, like all my life. But yeah, puberty, I guess. Also,
Yeah.
I drink energy drinks, so this is going to be long answers, but this is going to be detailed. I hope that.
That's something. Yeah, it's totally cool with me.
Yeah.
And of course, only if this is a. I mean, obviously, this is only okay if you are okay with talking about this.
Of course I'm okay, man. So sometimes I might not be okay with it, but like I'll let you know.
Um, have you ever? I mean, other than what you're talking about, like having thoughts of wanting people to die. Have you ever had any other violent thoughts, such as like setting things on fire or maybe hurting an animal?
Oh, animals, man. Fuck. I was when I was younger, like before even puberty, I really like I wanted to hurt them, but like I didn't want to leave any marks or anything, so I wanted to just like what I would do was like I wouldn't like kill them or anything, or even like really hurt them. I kind of just wanted them to be scared of me, really. So I would like I don't know, it's
I mean,
not
I'm a hunter, so like I've shot deer. I've uh I've shot pigs. So I mean, I'm not squeamish.
yeah, I'm not squeamish
So you
either. I kind of just get depressed when I see gore and stuff now. Say
whenever you see what stuff?
gore and stuff like
Oh, gore and stuff.
yeah, or blood. Well, blood is actually very calming to me. And fire, to answer your question, it's very calming. So I smoke cigarettes a lot, probably because of the dual factor. It's a cigarette. Oh,
Yeah.
and I have an oral fascination. Pretty much anything that's a trait of a person, I am that at certain moments. Well, like, what was your question again? Sorry, I kind of, I'm really good at that too. Is fucking sometimes when it's an uncomfortable topic.
No, I was just going off of what you said about you said that you have at times wished harm upon people. I just asked if maybe you had ever had thoughts of
No,
causing harm in general, where it's like an animal
with
or
animals, I just want them to be scared of me sometimes. But like, if it's like, not
either killed
anymore,
an
not
animal.
anymore. But no, I've never killed an animal, and I don't really like. I guess for me, growing up was getting rid of all those like temptations and just having self control. But when I was a kid, like eighth, like when I was 8 or some shit, younger, little higher, I I would like want animals to be scared of me, so I would like make loud noises and shit, like, and I would go up to them and I'd pet them really hard and stuff, but or like I
Set
would
any fires,
scream
like
at them.
trying to like um oh sometimes setting a fire a lot of times, like like for me personally, I've written letters to people that I was like confessing something to or whatever, and I set it on fire, and it's kind of like an effigy, or
Ugh.
it's a it's a way to communicate in a sense, and fire sometimes can be that, and that's what I would do. I would write a letter to somebody, and I would just set it on fire, and I would just after writing it and set it on fire, without giving it to the person, like that would make me feel better. Have you ever done that? Any kind of like
I
fire type stuff?
yeah, like I'd write down flaws of myself, set the piece of paper on fire, but that would pretty much be it.
Okay.
And like as they burnt away, I would improve it gradually, you know?
Well, yeah,
Because like I don't want to be a
that's
perfect
good.
person. I just have the capacity to do it automatically without even noticing. If anything I
Yeah.
want to do, it's just I really don't want to do much because it's not out of me. But yeah, sometimes I
What do
write
you mean? What do you
flaws
mean
of shit.
stomped out?
Like my fucking brother and my dad, they would fucking pretty much all day, every day, until I was 12. They were fucking really abusive.
Okay.
I don't really remember much of my childhood, especially, but like I get and teenager, I kind of locked myself into a room and pretty much didn't leave until I was 16. And then I met a serial killer on Grinder, and we lived together for about 6 months.
You met a serial killer on Grinder?
Yeah, he gave me he dosed me with 1,000 micrograms of LSD, and he tried to turn me into his trap boy slave. But like it was all consensual. But like it wasn't, because it was like he tried to kill me one time, and like 2 weeks later, I fucking left him, fucking never talked to him again. That's another interesting thing is like I've met people who on the internet on Discord who fucking who who like blackmail people into becoming trannies and and people who go on these adventures. So like we I kind of got my own group, but like I stopped talking to them because I wanted to get away from that, you know?
Yeah.
Because like I couldn't I like no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't like do anything really evil. Like maybe a little mean, a little jackassery like to animals and shit, but like something that was just it's just like I couldn't bring myself to do that no matter how hard I wanted to.
Well, you know, I think using a term like serial killer can be pretty intense. What makes you think that this person that you're with was a serial killer,
Uh
or that was trying to get you to be with him was a
uh
serial killer?
he once described how he would kill somebody and get away with it in perfect detail, and the plan was flawless.
Okay.
And he said that I was like him, and like
Okay.
he would tell me things things that I didn't even know about people, and like he told me his backstory and shit like that. It always when I meet somebody like that, it's always they either never talked to anyone their entire lives, or they were tortured most of their lives. That's the two main things that I see all the time. Because like I've met a lot of people like me. Because you know how people attract each other.
Yeah.
But like I'm the outcast even to them because I'm not willing to do the final step. You know, like Batman.
Yeah. Yeah. I I feel the same way in a lot of ways. You know, I've always had a very dark, um,
I used to
I
watch
guess.
I used to watch
Go
Gore for
ahead.
fun. Just
Yeah.
so like, cause like
You don't anymore.
you know, and it was relaxing to me. If it was like a clean kill, like a clean decapitation, or like somebody cut, it was very relaxing. I don't know why.
But you don't like suffering.
I don't like suffering. No, I just
So like,
like blood, and like
yeah.
and like scared people scared, people being scared of me. But like I got burnt out on that because I got kicked out of 2 high schools because of the shit I was saying. Which was just shit like, yeah, I'm gonna get you're on the list, shit like,
Yeah.
and boy, I had my own friend group too, and I met my first girlfriend ever, like person I fell in love with. She said that sometimes she would feel like her entire body was on fire and that she had to like beat somebody up, but like, you know, you know what that means, right?
Yeah.
And like, she's fucking a hardcore feminist and like one of those types that you know are fucking delusional, you know.
Yeah.
It's one thing I always tried to stay sane. Like, I was diagnosed with schizophrenia a couple like years back, and
Yeah.
I got undiagnosed with it just like 6 months ago. So like even when I'm fucking crazy, I'm more in reality than most people.
Yeah, yeah.
But like sorry, I did it again. I just have a real habit. It's really hard when I drink energy drinks, but it's hard to talk when I don't, you know.
Hey, I'm following along with you intently. I love it.
Yeah, man.
I
Like
think you have a very good way of talking about your feelings, and I'm not a good speaker, but you are. So
that's
I'm a
one
good
thing.
listener.
That's one thing too. I had an entire fucking Discord server of people like me, like hundreds of people. We didn't talk about that stuff. It was more like it was more like wisdom. It was stuff so that we wouldn't talk about because there's more people like me who don't want to do that shit. They just feel
Yeah,
like they have to. So, and like eventually you get so good at like talking to people, just a couple sentences will fix their lives. A couple sentences. Like
yeah.
earlier today, met this girl at the parking lot at Winco, and her her husband fucking died in a hurricane or something like a flood. I forget what it was, like some tragedy. And I gave her some words of wisdom, and she fucking cheered right up. Like not really, but like in that like okay, it's gonna be good. Yeah, that kind of way, you know.
Yeah, you gave her encouragement.
Yeah, I forget exactly what I said, but it had something to do with like you're able to feel love like that. You'll probably be able to feel it again, but even if you aren't, nothing will be able to hurt you that much anymore, which should also be something good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you
It's
know,
really good.
like I
Well,
was also
I think you're a very um I think you're a good person.
one of the
Um,
best, like, because I have to deal with this shit.
and I think you know how to deal with internal problems. I think that that'd be a good thing for her to hear someone like you talk about that. You know, like you were saying earlier. You this person who was trying to get you in his, what was it, group?
Granny sex slave. I mean, I say that loosely. It was more like tranny fuck toy.
Yeah. But you said that he was a serial killer.
Yeah, and
But I mean, like, you dealing with that, I think that's a powerful tool that you can use to be able to help those that could be in that situation, because you made it out of it.
yeah, man. But like, I'm probably one of the lucky ones, you know. Imagine how many people he's met who he's just fucking turned into that, and like, imagine how many
Imagine how many
people are
people.
just tortured.
Yeah, well, you know,
Sorry. It's just I'm also very conflicting. Like it's just like
well,
it,
wouldn't
it keeps me
I
humble.
imagine you want to stop him?
Yeah,
Is he still out there, or is he gone, or
well,
what?
he moved out. He moved away from Utah, so I don't know where he's at. But he's probably in jail or some shit. He's not the smartest guy. He's a really fucking brilliant guy. He's not the smartest guy when it comes to people. Well, in a sense, he he doesn't expect the unexpected. He only thinks that like yeah, people are like this. They're always going to be like this. There's no one different. Like sorry.
That's fine. Have you ever thought about, you know, maybe reporting this person?
I did.
You did.
Yeah,
Well, good job,
that's
man.
probably why I moved out of Utah. I was actually supposed to move an investigator, but the investigator disappeared.
Really?
No, sorry. I'm just trying to scare you. That's an automatic thing. Uh, he I was supposed to meet with him. This was like when I was 16. I was supposed to meet with him, but he never showed up. Like I was like 5 minutes late to the meeting, and then he just disappeared. He was gone. We tried calling him, but yeah.
Where were you guys supposed to meet at?
uh, my parents' house.
In Utah?
Yeah, but like yeah.
Did your parents ever see him?
Yeah, the investigator, yeah. And I could have sworn I saw him drive away, but I even waved at him like I forget
Yeah.
exactly what I did, but uh, I don't know. That's not important. That's not important.
Right.
Well, like any questions about me? Sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah. Do you do you particularly still? I mean, what are you doing now? Are you in college?
I like to make music, or write, or play D&D, or uh, play video
D&D.
games. Yeah, I love D&D actually.
I like video games.
Yeah.
I like music too. You sound like me.
Would you like to listen to a song?
Yeah, I would actually.
And like I dated an empath before, and like that's how good I am. She didn't have a clue. But like, I'm done with that shit. It's just my therapist told me to brag about stuff too. So like, if it seems, but uh, eventually you meet so many people, you're so good with them, you get burnt out on them. So anybody who shows up, they just flutter in the wind. You know what I mean?
What you mean? Absolutely.
It's kind of a good thing,
That's,
because well, if you were
but
obsessed
that's
with
why
good
I'm
people,
listening. That's why I'm listening to you now
yeah,
because
there you go.
I. Go ahead.
Excuse me. Oh, smoking, man. Oh man, smoking. Like I feel better without doing it, but like I'm a little more crazy when I don't do it, even if it's been a while. Nicotine, it stimulates a chemical in the brain to where
Yes, it does.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yo, yo, yo. You want to end it here? Well, you can listen to that song.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's
Sorry,
end it here.
stretching. But thank you, man. I appreciate you talking to me, man. Like, I rarely get to talk about this stuff.
Hey, man. I'll always be here.
See you later, bro.
Later, man.